What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Kizer EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. Today I have an awesome video here for you all. You saw the title and thumbnail, and that's right, we're going to be looking at 5 different Kizer knives that are perfect, awesome for EDC. These are some wonderful knives. Most of them are under $100, with a few that are a little bit above 100, and these are very, very good knives for everyday carry. Talk about knives that are easy to carry, perfect size, great deployment option, also materials, and also coming in at a really good price. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Kevin, aka Lefty EDC. Shout out to him for letting me borrow some of the knives that you'll see in this video. Also, every knife that you see in this video will be linked down below. So if you want to check out these knives and learn more about them, right? If you want to check prices, availability, and everything, I'll try to link every single one of them via as many websites as I know are available right now that can ship them, and you can check them out. Of course, it does help the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and kick things off here with the Kizer Task. Kizer Task right here. This is a wonderful EDC knife here from Kizer. This one has their clutch lock, which is their take on the crossbar lock. The action on this thing is amazing, right? What makes it the clutch lock is there are different dots right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it very well. I'm gonna try to I'll shine a little bit of light right here, see if you guys can see the dots right there, right? That is what makes the clutch lock. There you go, right in there. You can see the different dots. So that allows for a little bit of flexibility, so that way you can adjust the omega spring a little tighter, a little looser if you like. Tighter or more loose if you like, depending on your taste. And I gotta tell you, man, the action on this thing is really, really good. So as far as the blade, we have a satin finish 154 cm. This one is sort of like a, I want to say, Warncliffe cleaverish look to it. I got a nice little switch right here towards the front. The best part is that it does have maybe a slight little bit of belly, but it's mostly a great utility knife here with the tip nice and low. You can do your drop cuts, right? You can get your slicing. You can do your basically any utility cuts that you need to do with that tip, or you're going to be able to do them very, very well. As far as deployment options, we got the thumb deployment. We got the reverse flick. Of course, we could use the clutch lock itself to apply, open and close the knife. And check out the micarta on this one, right? Nice micarta going on. Deep pocket carry clip, which is nice, goes in and out of the pocket very well. It is reversible, so lefties rejoice. And just the overall construction on this thing is really, really good for the price. We got proud liners going on here. The blade is nice and aligned. And ergonomically, this is not a large knife nor a short knife. It's a pretty medium average size, which is perfect for EDC. Feels nice and comfortable in the hand. I have a forward choke option here if I wanted to. I can get up and close to the blade right there for those specific slices or cuts or what have you, which is perfect. And yeah, this thing has great action. Wonderful little EDC knife. I believe these came at the later portion of last year, right? So these are still fresh, very, very recent knives that if you haven't checked out or you haven't picked yourself one up, picked yourself up one of these, you are going to be definitely very, very pleased. 154 cm on the steel, which again, you're going to see a lot of 154 cm throughout this video. So I'm just going to say this once. 154 cm is a step above D2, Nitro V, and 14C 28N. So a little bit of a better steel there, step up from the budget steels that we typically see. Got the clutch lock going on. Action is really good, as you would expect. Ambidextrous friendly knife with a deep carry pocket clip going on that is reversible. Honestly, this is a great pickup here, and price wise, you're looking at $82. 82 doll hairs right here for this bad boy. Definitely check it out. That is the Kizer Task. All right, again, there's an unboxing. There will be an unboxing and review video on this knife, and also every knife in this channel. There's a possibility I may upload this video before the other ones, so just know there's content around all of these knives in the channel if you want to check it out and learn more. Moving right along, we have the Kizer Crypted, right? This one came on around the same time as the Task, and you'll see a lot of similarities to both of them. They're rocking the same micarta aesthetics to it, right? They both have proud liners going on. They have a reversible deep pocket carry clip, right? Which this one has a nice little inset section to it, right, as well. The Cryptid is a tad bit shorter than the Task we just looked at, and it does have a button lock instead of a crossbar lock. So if there's something that they do really well, is their button locks. Their button locks are really, really good. The action on this thing is very, very nice. It is a plunge lock button lock, right? The liners are nice and milled from the inside, as you can see, so it's pretty lightweight right here. Ergonomically speaking, the handle is nice and round here, which is good, very comfortable in the hand. Also has a forward choke option on this bad boy. Notice on the blade, if you're doing the regular hammer grip here, you got plenty of jimping in the blade, so you could grip it like this, right? Sort of squeeze like this. If you do the forward choke, there's a nice curvature right here for your thumb, which is perfect. This one has a flat grind, also has the 154 cm steel satin finish. This one is certainly a Warncliffe, in my opinion, right? Warncliffe sheepsfoot blend, and great action right here. Drop shot action with that button lock. You could do the reverse flick all day, every day, which is probably my favorite. And of course, the thumb deployment is really good. Also, the thumb studs are nice and rounded towards the top, which is good. Super snappy action, very well centered blade right there. You guys be the judge. And honestly, pretty light carry, and again, not too small, not too large, just perfect for that EDC size. Can't really complain. Both of these are awesome, either the Task or the Cryptid. You really can't go wrong with either one. They bring a lot of value to the table, both on 154 cm, both with the micarta. This one comes in at a slightly lower price, $79. $79 on this one here. Not really a bad price at all, and you're getting some good materials for the money. Great action, very reliable. This thing is a laser beam, super sharp, performs really well. Can't recommend it enough. Next, we have the Kizer Dogfish, right? Not to be confused with the catfish, but this one is the Dogfish, right? That jokes aside, this one is a button lock. Again, Kizer doing a really good job with their button locks, but it has multiple different deployment options. You got the flipper back here, which is nice and jimped, right? We have a front flipper as well. We can front flip this bad boy all day, every day. We have a nice cutout hole here for your reverse Spidey flick, which is money every single time, and your thumb deployment. So honestly, I don't know, this should just be the fidgetiest knives from Kizer, really, because these knives also make some very, very fidgety knives. So very good materials on this one. We have the aluminum scales going on. This one is milled aluminum, and it looks gorgeous, right? You guys know me, I'm a sucker for continuous patterns on a knife, and this one just looks really, really good, right? Got the circle that starts at the pivot. It sort of opens up, all right, as the handle goes there. It's nice and contour all around. It even has a filler tab for the show side, so if you were to reverse the clip, there's a filler tab for the other side too, so that's also included. It is milled from the inside. It's actually pretty good on the weight department. Ergonomically speaking, it's pretty comfortable, right? You can forward choke on it if you wanted to. Perfect section here for you to rest your thumb right there, get control of the blade. This one is coated in black. We have 154 cm on this harpoon drop point looking blade on this one, and again, great awesome action with that button lock, which is really, really good. So very nice in the line. It feels like a much more expensive knife, to tell you the truth. This one comes in at $99, right about $100. You get this gray EDC knife here from Kizer. Again, this one is called the Dogfish, right? And yeah, it is certainly one to consider. That 154 cm is super sharp, very, very slicey. They do a awesome killer job with this one. Again, this feels like a really good knife in the hand. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe there's even a titanium version of this one if you want better materials and stuff like that. Definitely worth looking into, learning a little bit more on this one. Again, these are awesome EDC knives, and that is the Dogfish. On a similar note, we have another very similar knife, and that is the Kizer KUH, right? This one is another button lock, very similar to a Dogfish. You have the flipper deployment going on. It is a front flipper as well, right? And you can thumb deploy it and reverse flick it, since it does have those studs going on both sides. All right, this one has the micarta going on in the handle here. All right, this is a different type of micarta to the one that we saw on the Task and the Cryptid, right? Slightly different sort of texture to it, right? Let's take a look at them right there side by side. The one thing this one has going on for is the very like slim, narrow design that it has, right? If you think about it, they sort of took the idea of a rectangle, right, and made it so that the blade fully tucks away in the actual handle, right? Like, you really don't see much of the blade. Obviously you see this portion here because the handles are nice and cut out here for access to the thumb studs, which is definitely the right call to do right there. The blade is nice and aligned. It is housed perfectly right there inside of the handles, which are micarta with stainless steel proud liners. The liner on one side actually becomes the lanyard solution for this knife, so check that out. The pocket clip is reversible, right? So you could mount it on the other side. There is a filler tab on the opposite end if you wanted to. Ergonomically speaking, right, it is a pretty narrow knife, so it feels good in the hand. It's nice and thick enough where it feels the hand quite a bit. You could forward choke if you wanted to. Got a nice drop point blade on this one, and you guessed it, 154 cm, right? 154 cm black coated on this knife. And this one is pretty good. I do feel a tad bit of lock stick, right? Maybe a little bit of button lock stick, a little bit on this one more than the others. It might be just a one-off. It might be a break-in thing, right, that it has to go through, but great action. The ball bearings are nice on this one. This one comes in at $76, so it's actually more affordable than the Task and the Cryptid, but you know, somewhere around that $75 to $80 ballpark. So, you know, check this one out as well. This one is the Kizer KUH, okay? Coming in at number 5, and again, these were in no specific order, but this one does have slightly premium, more higher end premium materials. We have the Kizer Sparrow. Kizer Sparrow on this one. We have 154 cm, no, just kidding. We have S35 VN on the steel on this one, which is very good. It is a stone washed blade here, flat grind going on, sort of like a sheep's foot, clipperish looking blade. It is a titanium handles, scales going on here, right? Pocket carry clip, which is reversible. To the other side, check out that filler tab. It is nice and perfect in place right there, right? You can reverse it if you wanted to. Ergonomically speaking, this knife feels good in the hand. It feels my average hands, right? Again, I have not the biggest, not the smallest of hands, and I'm able to get a good purchase on this thing. It is a frame lock, and you do have good access to the frame right there to be able to disengage, right? Check out the deployment on this thing. So you have the flipper deployment, right, which is great. Right, you could do with this half circle opening here, reverse flick all day, every day. And you could thumb deploy as well, right? Boom, right? So great action. That D10 is tuned very well, and the acoustics on this thing is got a nice ting to it every single time you open the knife, which I love, right? You have a steel bar, you have a lock bar insert, steel insert for steel on steel contact. And I like how the hardware is also matching sort of that grayed out aesthetics to it. You know, you have a pretty big curvature right here for sort of your index finger and middle finger, and all the other fingers follow suit. Good jimping on top of the spine of the blade right there. This thing is a laser beam, super sharp, great performer, great slicer, right? Great knife right here. All right, definitely have to check this one out. Price on this one, because it is S35 VN, it is a jump up from 154 cm, which is what we've seen so far. S35 VN steel and titanium handles, so more premium materials on this one for not a lot of money. $159 on the Sparrow, right? Again, all of these are linked down below. Check those links in the description. The other thing this knife has going for is a drop shot action. Right, this thing drops shot so good. Boom, check that out. Like really good drop shot action. So that is the Kizer Sparrow, but wait, there's more. It's like one of those commercials where, you know, you're about to go like almost through it and they say, wait, there's more. Well, I do have a bonus for you, and that is the Kizer Hyper, right? This is a Hyper model from Kizer. This one is going back to that button lock. Again, we've seen a lot of button locks. This is the 4th button lock, and this one sort of reminds me a little bit more of the action on the Cryptid right here. Great action. We have, for materials, we have S35 VN, right? So we have the higher premium steel there, S35 VN, stone washed, just like that Sparrow that we looked at a second ago, right? Good finish, flat grind, even a lot of reflectivity to it as well, which is good if you're into that. And the handles are aluminum. This one has aluminum handles. There's a more expensive version of this one that has titanium handles too if you're interested, but we'll be covering this one with aluminum handles. Comes in at $119, right, which is not bad at all for the materials that you're getting here. And check out the action on this thing, right? You got the thumb deployment right there and the reverse flick, which is great. Awesome action. And yeah, that button is nice and tucked away, right? It's not super proud or anything. The idea behind this knife is they wanted to sort of mimic a hyper car, hence what's called the Kizer Hyper. If you look at it, right, it really doesn't look like any other knife for the most part, right? The fact that it even has this opening right here, right through the scales, that is completely just opened up, for lack of a better word, see-through everything. So reversible pocket clip, right? I'll talk a little bit more about that during the unboxing and review. Pretty good on the weight department, right? It's very lightweight and just opens and closes really good, right? Check out this action, right? So I mean, these are some of the, you know, some of the best knives, best bang for the buck knives that Kizer offers. But if anything, these are some of the most fidgety knives they offer as well, right? If you've seen the action on every single one of these, it is money on absolutely every one of them. Great alignment right there on the blade, right? So there is even other color combinations. There's like a, I believe, red and blue combination. The titanium version costs a little bit more. I believe it has like a gray and black combination. Yeah, definitely one worth checking out as well. Again, the Kizer Hyper, $120, $119 for S35 VN and aluminum. So let's go ahead and bring everybody out here just to do a quick recap, right? You have the Kizer Task right there. This one is $82, 154 cm with micarta handles. It does have that clutch lock from Kizer, which is great. Next, we looked at the Cryptid, right? Same micarta going on, also 154 cm, but with a button lock. Then we looked at the Catfish, just kidding, the Dogfish right here from Kizer. This one has aluminum handles, 154 cm steel, $99, right? The Kizer KUH, 154 cm black coated as well, just like the Dogfish, and it does have micarta handles with a button lock. Then we looked at the more premium Sparrow right there, right? Check out the Sparrow. It does have S35 VN steel with titanium handles for $159. And a little bit of a bonus right there, because why not? The Kizer Hyper, right? Kizer Hyper right there, S35 VN, aluminum handles, $119. So check these out. These are just some of the many knives that Kizer has in their lineup. If there's something Kizer has, is they have a knife for everybody. They really do have a knife for everybody. If you're shopping fidget knives, if you're shopping budget knives, if you're shopping middle of the road knives, if you're shopping premium knives, they got everything. So definitely check out these knives. Again, all of them are going to be linked down below. There's even a link for the new arrivals from Kizer, right? They just dropped some really hot knives at the beginning of February that you should definitely check out as well. Hopefully I'll be able to feature those here in the channel at some point in the very near future. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did and you made it to the very end, guess what? You are the real MVP. I really appreciate you guys. Appreciate you checking out the content all the way through. Really means a lot to me. If you would smash that like button for me, it really helps this video reach a larger audience. And if you want to support the channel a step further, there's a link down below for Patreon, where you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month, or you can simply support the channel right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. Speaking of budget knives, check out the unboxing on the Remet knife right here. If the camera will focus, that'll be great. All right, this one's a great budget knife, $40, D2 steel, G10 handles. I did an unboxing on this one and I'm currently carrying it right now to do a review. So I'll put a video card for that video for you guys to check it out next. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.